What is up, people?
Hello.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Welcome to a spooky episode.
You're dressed up as Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, I am.
I'm going with some Beetlejuice vibes.
Yep.
We're both big fans of Tim Burton, so this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of thinking I'm looking like Otho dressed as Beetlejuice. You know that fat dude from Beetlejuice?
You don't. I was just talking to one of our friends yesterday. We have been together for 10 years almost. And we've never had a couples matching. There was one year where we were both Beetlejuice.
Right.
But we've never had like a matching costume.
Right.
Why is that?
I don't know.
We should do it one year.
I could have been Jack, but he's way too skinny. Alright, anyway.
Enough self-deprecation.
Today we're doing like an end of October Halloween vinyl challenge.
Yes.
This has been running throughout the whole month, but we decided that it would probably be good to record this and post it on the 31st, so we can do every single day.
Right.
So you want to just get started?
Yeah, we both have our picks, so it's 31 records total, and neither of us know what each other chose.
Right.
And you don't look at mine over here, and I won't look at yours over there,
Okay.
even though mine are easier to see. And we know each other's first ones because they're at the top of the stack. But the very first day is Pairs Nicely with Pumpkin Spice. All right, so I went with a classic. I went with Fleetwood Mac's Rumors.
Nice.
And even though you can listen to this album all year round, like this is a perfect fall album in my opinion.
I could see many girls in Starbucks with this on drinking a pumpkin spice.
That's what I was about to say. It's a stereotypical white girl album. If a stereotypical white girl likes classic rock, this is in her repertoire. So I went with Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Nice. That's one of my favorite albums ever.
Me
Alright.
too.
I chose the Twin Peaks soundtrack.
Heck yes.
Because this music is so chill. It's definitely fall music. I don't know, it's just...
It's relaxing.
Yeah, it's very relaxing and comfortable.
Yeah.
You just listen to it while you're inside with the heat on, when you got your pumpkin spice.
Preferably on a rainy day. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the perfect fall album too.
Yep, I chose the Twin Peaks soundtrack.
Nice. I love that. All right, day number 2 is Resurrection. So that was an artist that you want to bring back from the dead. There's so many I could have chose,
Yep.
and I took it as in like you were like, no, it's like someone who's like literally dead, because I was thinking, oh, White Stripes, duh. But I went with someone who is actually not alive anymore. I went with Alice in Chains.
Nice.
Yeah, R.I.P. I don't know what else to say besides they're iconic. I love them. I wish I could have been alive when they were at their peak. And, well, maybe I was, but I was probably maybe a month old. But you know what I mean. I wish I was, old enough to really appreciate it. But anyway, I just went with Unplugged, Alice in Chains.
Good choice. I went with October Rust, of course. I would resurrect Peter Steele.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's my idol. He's the greatest musician that's ever lived, in my opinion. And this is perfect October fall vibe.
That's what I was about to say, too. That's a perfect album for the season.
So yeah, I would definitely choose Peter Steele.
Love it. Love it.
Gotta bring him back.
All right, number 3 is Album You Are Terrified to Damage. And really, honestly and truly, I'm terrified to damage all of my albums. We both take pretty good care of our records. We don't like to fling them around. Or you actually just went through and made sure every single one of your records is polylined.
Yes.
I have not done that, but I probably will one day in the future. You gave me this idea, but I just went with Bullet in a Bible because this is probably my most valued Green Day record. And one of my most valued records in my collection, if not.
Yeah, I think it's your most expensive one.
So this one is one that I only bust out on rare occasions. This is not one that I just spin, often. So,
Right.
yes, I went with Bullet in a Bible as the one that I'm really scared to damage. So
Good
yeah.
choice. I went with Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar.
Yeah.
Because this record, it's not only super expensive, I'm just so proud to have it. Yeah, I paid too much for it, and I don't want it to get ruined.
Right.
So I only listen to it like a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Which kind of seems like a waste to spend so much money on something that you just listen to a couple times, but I don't know. It's just so special to me to have because this is one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So if this got a scratch on it, I'd feel like such an idiot. I'd feel like a moron.
Yeah. All right, number 4, sorry, I got ahead of myself, is Stalker. So most owned releases for one artist. This was a no-brainer for me. I own a crap load of Green Day records. I just went with their greatest hits, God's favorite bands. How many did I count? Like 27?
Yeah.
Something like that. And obviously some of them were 45s because I have all my 45s logged on Discogs.
Right.
So I probably have like a small stack of 45s, but I still have a large amount of 12 inches by Green Day. I have their entire discography. I have a handful of live albums, some bootlegs. I have a couple different versions of the same album. So Green Day, it was a no-brainer for the Stalker section of the challenge.
So for me, for the Stalker one, I was just thinking my favorite band's Typo Negative, but they don't have enough albums for me to actually have a bunch of them. Then I was like, I have like every Metallica album, but that wasn't much. And then I was like, I have a bunch of Iron Maiden, but even that wasn't enough to beat Megadeth.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a Sweating Bullets 12-inch single on blue.
I gotta say, I'm surprised. I didn't know you had that many Megadeth.
Yeah, I think I have 20 Megadeth releases. So I chose Megadeth. I thought it was gonna be, like I said, I thought it was gonna be like Iron Maiden or something.
I thought it was gonna be Alice Cooper for you.
Yeah,
You have a lot of Alice Cooper.
but it seems that I have the most Megadeth albums out of anybody in my collection.
Okay. Okay, day 6 is album cover that freaks you out. You suggested I should do one of my Michael Jackson albums.
Yeah, I'd choose Michael Jackson bad if it were me.
But I just went with something that was actually like what you typically think of when you think of scary, not like child predator scary. But anyway, I went with Ghosts, If You Have Ghosts EP, because that's just creepy.
Yeah, that is.
It's really creepy. The eyes are what get me the most, I think. And then in the back we have The Shadow, and this is supposed to be
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. I thought so. Okay, one of the few classic horror movies I have not seen. But
Well, I think it's silent, so I have it on Blu-ray back there.
okay, we'll have to watch it soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went with this Ghost album because that is creepy.
So the album that I chose, you're not gonna see coming. I don't even know if you knew that I had this record.
Okay.
The cover that I chose is Dream Evil from Dio.
Whoa.
It's just, it freaks me out because this girl's laying in bed. She's got a demon in her window, and she's got some weird shit under her bed trying to get to her. She's got a little demon at the foot of her bed. I don't know, this one just creeps me out.
That
What do
is
you think?
creepy. All those creatures and stuff, the snakes and the spiders
Yeah.
under her bed.
There's
Yeah.
like a big rat, and yeah, I don't know. This is the one I chose. I was going to do, I could have picked like any horror movie soundtrack that I have, but this
Yeah.
one, for some reason, this one gets me the most.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
All right, day number 6 is Pumpkin Orange Pressing. I went with a record that you actually got me, and you got this from Walmart, didn't you?
I think so.
And it was a good deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I got it on the Walmart website.
This is Rex Orange County's Apricot Princess, and it is a beautiful, beautiful apricot / pumpkin orange. It's pretty much the same. I just want to bite into it.
Yeah.
Looks like a creamsicle. Yeah, so I just went with Apricot Princess.
Good.
And his other album that I have too, I think might be orange, but I like this one more, so I went with this one.
Good. Alright, this one was a no-brainer for me because this is a special pressing of this album. It's the Halloween 1 soundtrack, and I think the number was 1,000. They put like 1,000 randomly inserted yellow discs. It came out on black, or not yellow, orange. It came out on black, and they inserted random orange records into some sleeves. So I have the orange pressing, which
That's cool that you have that.
I can't remember how much I got it for, but love that pumpkin in the middle.
Yeah.
This one was obvious for me because I think it's literally called Pumpkin Orange. So, and this is an amazing soundtrack.
That's a thick one.
Yep.
I like that. All right, next challenge is day number 7, which is Sensitive Soul. So an album that makes you cry. We were joking about this yesterday as I was picking my choices. I have so many that I could have chosen. I don't know. Something about things that can make me cry. I love it. I love songs that can make me cry. I love movies that can make me cry. I don't know what that is. I guess just because it's just an emotional thing. And I went with an album called Emotionalism.
Okay.
This is by the Avett Brothers. And there are so many songs on here. This is the type of album that I've known for a very long time, and I've listened to it over and over and over again. But there's so many songs that really make you think about life, and how it's very short. Like, for example, Die, 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 Shame, The Weight of Lies. Woo! The Weight of Lies is the type of song that will mess you up. Alright, mentally. So if you're like me, also the Ballad of Love and Hate, I cannot listen to that song. That's how sad it makes me. I usually have to skip it unless I'm in that type of mood where it's like, I want to cry.
No, I try to stay away from that.
If you're like me and you're a freak and you enjoy crying, this is a good choice. So I went with Emotionalism. So many songs on that can really tug on your heartstrings.
Okay. I went with The Cure, Disintegration. This is, I don't know, this is just an album that you can't listen to unless, if you're in a weird state of mind, you can't listen to it. For me.
Yeah.
For me. Because if I'm in a depressed mood and something like Pictures of You comes on, it's just gonna make me spiral.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of songs on here that I just can't listen to when I'm in a weird mood.
Yeah.
So, this one, it's just so depressing.
Yeah.
So I had to choose that one.
That's a good choice. And yeah, Pictures of You is one of those songs that's like, if you're just listening to it casually, you might not pick up on the lyrics or what's going on, but if you're just like sitting there absorbing it all, it's gonna make you cry. Yeah, for sure. Okay, next pick is something witchy. So anything in your collection that I guess is witch related. And I was like, and the first thing that came to mind was female artists, but then I was like, no, something witchy doesn't necessarily have to be female. I went with Denzel Curry's Taboo. Because, I don't know, I just think it's kind of a taboo album. He's got a lot of creepy rap songs on here. So I went with that. And I think the album cover is also very creepy, very taboo, very witchy. I could have gone with maybe something ghost, but I already had that ghost pick and all that. So I went with Denzel Curry's Taboo.
Okay. I went with Acid Witch.
Ah.
This is a weird, like, sludge doom metal band. And the color is perfect for today because they put out 1,000 of these candy corn colored records.
I love that.
I mean, the word witch is in the name, and the album's called Witch-tanic Hallucinations. So, I don't know, I had to choose this one.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it was the best one to pick.
That's a perfect choice. Alright, next up is Jump Scare, so a surprise find. And we just kind of took, well, I don't know, you can kind of analyze that in different ways, but I chose something that I purchased, and then after I purchased it, I liked more than the songs that I already knew. So I only knew like a few songs when I bought it, but I listened to the whole thing and I was like, wow, this is really good. And I saved a lot of the other songs on my playlist. This is Kid Cudi, and this is Man on the Moon, at the end of the day.
Okay.
I only knew like the most popular song off this, which is Soundtrack to My Life. But then after I listened to it, I really liked a lot of the other songs. And I also knew Pursuit of Happiness. I think everybody knows that song. But there's some really great other songs on here. For some reason, I got it pretty cheap. Maybe like 10 or 15 bucks. I can't remember. and then I liked all the other songs. So this was my jump scare choice.
Nice. So I took this one as an artist or a record that you bought that you were like taking a chance on and you didn't know much about. And this one revolutionized my life. This is
Mine
Oingo
too.
Boingo, Dead Man's Party. I chose this one because I saw they had a couple Oingo Boingo records at our local store, Horizon Records, and I'm regretting not picking up the ones that I left. But I saw that they had some of their records, and I knew Danny Elfman was the singer and guitarist. I knew this was his thing. And I was like, I love all of his soundtrack stuff, so maybe his band's good. And it was only $6. So I picked this up, and as soon as I put it on and just another day started, I was like, I made the right choice.
Wow.
Because I would have easily paid like $20 for this now.
That's one of the perks of kind of keeping the price tags on things, is you can look back and be like, dang, I got a steal on this.
This is the only record that I have the price tag on still.
Yeah.
Because it was that good of a deal. Yeah. So this one, I didn't know any of the songs on it, and I mean it just,
and it's like their best.
Yeah.
It's their best
Yeah.
in their discography.
It blew me away. Jump scared me.
Wow. Yeah, I got to give you a huge amount of credit, because if you hadn't discovered them, then I would have never heard of them, and I love that record too.
Yep.
I probably have listened to that record 15 times in the past month.
It's a perfect Halloween album too.
Yeah. All right, next pick is your slasher movie soundtrack. I went with my favorite franchise, my favorite horror franchise, which is Friday the 13th.
That's a good pick.
Again, perfect seasonal record, perfect to put on this time of the year during October, when it's spooky. And I just love all these movies.
Yep.
And yeah, I just went with Friday the 13th. So
Very
that
nice.
was my horror movie soundtrack pick.
Nice. I chose the opposite of that. I chose Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ah, good choice.
I think I definitely liked the first Nightmare movie more than the first Friday the 13th movie. I'm just really,
I agree with that.
yeah, I'm just really glad to have this record in my collection. And I don't know, I guess when I think of slasher, I just imagine Freddy like slashing people with his glove. Yeah, I don't know exactly why I chose this over any of the Friday the 13th movies, but this one was just speaking to me, I guess.
Yeah.
So, the Nightmare on Elm Street 1 soundtrack.
Nice. Okay, next up is the weirdest album in your collection. And this was kind of tough for me, because I don't know what to I don't know. I buy all my albums for a reason. You know what I mean? I buy it because I like it. But I went with an album where it's just kind of, it's just weird, I guess. This is Primus, the Desaturating 7. And the reason I chose this is because I mainly bought this album for this song, The Trek, right there in yellow. But all of the other songs are weird.
Really?
I don't really like any of the other songs.
I haven't listened to that yet.
The Trek is an amazing song. I love that song. It's super cool. But all of the other ones just remind me of I guess Pink Floyd, but in sort of a spacey, you don't know what's going on. There's not a lot of rhythm. There's a lot of talking, or there's not a lot of talking. It's just instrumental. So I went with this because all of the other songs are kind of okay compared to the Trek.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I went with Primus. Is this their latest studio?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went with Primus's latest studio album.
Nice. I had to go Klaus Nomi.
I love it.
This dude is so weird. But he's so weird to the point where you really like it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who's like, I kind of like it. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is look up the song Lightning Strikes on YouTube.
The music video.
Yeah, the music
video.
This dude is, I think he's from Germany. I think he's from Germany. But he dresses like a weird like Butler, Robot from the future, and I think he was one of the first celebrities to actually die of AIDS, because I think he was homosexual.
Didn't he have a big influence on Bowie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sang with Bowie on, I think, Saturday Night Live a few times.
Yeah.
So this one
That's
is
so sad. I didn't know he died of AIDS.
Yeah, I think he was one of the first like celebrities to die from AIDS.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
But
for
this
sure.
album, I have his other album, Simple Man, which is just as equally as weird. But this cover stands out more.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
yeah, if you find this and you want something weird, maybe something to laugh at a little bit, grab it.
And he's on Spotify now, right? But not all of his stuff.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
Yeah, he's just got some weird stuff on Spotify.
Yeah. Okay, next up is day number 12. This is the best packaging. I have a feeling that after recording this video and making my choices, I'm going to regret this because I feel like there's probably something better than this. But I just went with like my favorite White Stripes album, which is Get Behind Me, Satan. I was looking for something in my collection that I loved the cover of, that had a lyric booklet, that had a good label, and came with polyline sleeves.
Right.
However, this didn't meet all of the requirements, and I really didn't find anything in my collection that met all of those requirements. But I chose this. Number one, I love the mat. I love the cover and the back cover. I love the gatefold. Okay. I love the gatefold. And then this did come with polyline sleeves, and I do love the center label on both of them. We have the apple, and then on the other side we have the hands, kind of like that. What's that painting called, Josh?
I think it's on the Sistine Chapel, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong and look stupid, but
You guys know what we're talking about. And then I also love this snake, the red snake. And then it just has this kind of like story on the back. So I went with Get Behind Me, Satan.
so the only thing
for
it's missing
my
is
favorite.
the lyrics.
Yeah, I was looking for something with all of those. So this one met most of those. So I went with this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you're getting White Stripes and anything from Third Man, you know it's quality.
Yeah.
They do the best.
Yes, they do.
The best job. So, my choice for best packaging is the soundtrack to It from Waxwork Records.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at how thick that thing is.
That is really thick.
That is so thick. It's should I get it out? Yeah, I'll get it out. Screw it. Y'all want to see it. And if y'all haven't seen it, you need to see it.
We did an unboxing, or you did an unboxing on that, right?
I don't know. Oh, there's the balloon.
Oh yeah.
It comes with a balloon with the Waxwork Records logo. Says you'll float too. And like I said, it's trifold.
Wow. Here,
And-
I can hold this side.
Okay, there we go. Looks like the scrapbook with Pennywise coming out. And each disc, I'm not gonna get the discs out, but each disc is colored different. There's red, yellow, and blue. There's the red one. And it comes with this balloon.
That's really
And
cool.
it's like, is that like an inch thick, you think? Maybe like
No,
half an inch?
yeah, half an inch.
Yeah. So I had to choose this. The front is nice and glossy too.
Yeah,
And the back is kind of matte.
I love that.
So, yeah.
That's
love
a
this.
very good choice.
Yeah, they did
And
a
it's
really
colorful.
good job.
Yeah. All right, very good choice. All right, next up is an album that would scare your mother. And I went with something that already scared my mother. I had this record on, and my mom was like, why do they keep saying the N-word? I went with Brockhampton's Saturation 2. Not that it would scare her, like a jump scare, or like frighten her, or tell me to throw it away, but just something that's really not her style at all, which would be like modern rap. So I went with Brockhampton 2. This is one of the records that I got this year, and I was just elated because I got all of the trilogy. This is not an official release. I doubt Brockhampton will ever put out an official release of this because of this guy right here who left Brockhampton, or I guess you could say was kicked out. So I'm glad that I have it on vinyl because they will never, ever, ever put it out. So, yeah. I went with Brockhampton.
Sometimes you just gotta buy the bootleg because of that reason.
You have no other choice.
Alright, I chose a record that I really love a lot, that I discovered this year, maybe last year. This is Twin Temple, and the album is called Twin Temple Bring You Their Signature Sound Satanic Doo-Wop. And every time I put a song from this record on in the car, my mom always asks, is that the devil? Is that the Satan music? Or is that the devil worshipping music? And I'm like, yeah, maybe. But these songs are so good. Like they say, it's like doo-wop music, so it's pretty fun and laid back, but with like an evil twist.
Yeah. That
you wouldn't really pick up on unless you're listening to what they're saying.
That's true.
So songs like Lucifer, My Love, and I Know How to Hex You and stuff is really good. But yeah, she always asks if it's the Satan music.
Also perfect this time of year, again.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Twist Ending, so an album you are surprised you like. I love this record, and I think I've talked about it before on our channel. This is Misfits' Famous Monsters, but obviously, as you can see from the cover, and if you're a Misfits fan, you already know, Danzig's not on this record. And I guess I'm surprised I like it because of that reason.
Right.
Because I am a Misfits stan. Also, this one's signed by Doyle, and then we went to the show, Doyle's side project just called Doyle, with Doyle and Alex. Gosh, was that in 2015?
Oh, no, I think these prints were older.
Oh, okay.
I think I think he had older prints.
God, I hope so, because that does not feel like 5 years ago that we went to that.
No, they're older.
But anyway, Famous Monsters, and I also am not a big fan of
Michael Graves.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
He's a really bad guy, but yeah, I guess that's why I'm surprised I like this record too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that one too. There's a lot of good songs on there.
You gotta separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
especially with this case, because songs are amazing. The guy is just trash.
It's hard for me to separate artist and music sometimes, and Michael Jackson is like the number one case of that for me.
Yeah.
I used to love a lot of his music, but I can't listen to it anymore just because it makes me think of that documentary, and I don't want to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
So
especially songs like "Pretty Young Thing."
Yeah.
Doesn't really sit right.
There's a lot of stuff that you can. Well, yeah. Let's move on. All right. So what was the category? An album you're surprised you like? So my best friend Zach showed me this band. It's Karak Angren. I think they might be from the Netherlands. They're from some weird European country, but they are like horror black metal, and I don't think I have any other like black metal albums in my collection aside from this band's albums.
Yeah.
I'm not really into black metal at all. I wish I was, because there's a lot of really cool album covers. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
But just like, I don't know, I think it's the vocal style, and it just seems really messy to me. I guess I kind of like more structure, which this band has.
Yeah.
They have the black metal thing, but it's with like a more structured style.
Yeah.
Like you can pick up on what they're saying. You can pick up on like different riffs and stuff. So I was surprised to like this, because I don't think I like any other band in this genre.
I like it too. I like Karakan, and we were supposed to go see them, but we didn't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I wouldn't put Cradle of Filth in their genre. I mean, their first album and stuff maybe, which I have and I love. But yeah, this record is the one that I chose.
Nice. Alright, day 15 is Translucent Wax. And looking back, maybe I shouldn't have chose something that was red, but I just went with something that I really liked, that was a little bit translucent. I went with Brockhampton's Ginger. This album was also up for the one about packaging, because they have a booklet and it's got my name in it, because I pre-ordered this. But this is translucent, right? You can somewhat see through it.
Yeah.
I love red translucent vinyl because it reminds me of like a candy apple.
Yeah, true down.
But yeah, I went with Brockhampton's Ginger, and then there's we both have a bunch of like colored vinyl and translucent and all that good stuff. So yeah, that was my choice.
Very good. All right. So what was the actual? Was it ghostly transparent?
Yeah. So red's not really ghostly, but that's what I went with.
Well, I chose the soundtrack to The Fly.
Ooh. Okay.
Comes with this cool hologram cover too. This is one of our favorite movies ever.
Yes.
Look at that back. Bunch of cool pictures.
I want a fly tattoo because of this movie.
This record, I think, fits the thing perfect.
Whoa.
Because this is like a green ghost.
Wow.
That you can kind of see through. Maybe not. It fits enough for me. It's like, it's called fog green.
Reminds me a little bit of like Coke bottle.
Yeah, Coke
Green.
bottle clear, yeah.
Yeah.
So I chose this because it's, I don't know, I guess you see green ghosts sometimes.
Yeah. Better than a red ghost.
So that was my choice.
Okay.
And we love this record. We love this movie so
Yes.
much.
It's amazing. All right, the day 16, so we're about halfway through. Album you would take with you during a zombie apocalypse. This one was really hard for me. I did not focus on the zombie apocalypse part. I just focused on the fact that like an album that I could listen to over and over and over again.
Okay.
So I went with Green Day's American Idiot, which I know seems like an obvious choice because Green Day is my favorite band and this is one of my favorite records of all time. But it's one of my favorite records of all time for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it still doesn't get old. You know what I mean? And it's long enough. You know, it's 2 LP and it's long enough to where it still wouldn't get old. And I just feel like these songs really define me as a person still today. So I think it's still relevant in my life. So I think that's why I chose this for album I would take with me during a zombie apocalypse. I didn't really focus on the I'm fighting off zombies part. I focused on the what album can I listen to over and over again for the rest of my life. And so I went with American Idiot.
I didn't take it that way. I took it as I'm fighting zombies.
Yeah.
So let's get a badass soundtrack.
Apocalypse tells me I can only choose one and it's the end of the world.
Okay.
But different interpretations, that's why we do this.
Yeah, I like that we have different interpretations and different records.
Yeah.
I chose Slipknot, Iowa.
Slapnut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slipknot. Just for some badass zombie killing music.
That's
the
some
way I
badass
took
zombie
it.
killing music. Yeah.
Imagine killing some zombies to I don't know, My Plague or Everything Ends.
Yeah.
So that's the way I took it. This is one of my favorite records in my collection.
I like that.
And yeah, Iowa by Slipknot. It's my favorite Slipknot album.
That would have been a good choice for the packaging because I love the silver.
The foil.
Yeah, the foil. I don't know. I don't think I have any records that are foil like that. That's really cool.
The Avett Brothers one had some foil on the front.
Yeah, but that one's like all over. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of shiny and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
All right, day 17 is All Seeing Eye, Best Center Label Art. This is another obvious choice. You gave me the idea because this one was one I was struggling with. Because I wasn't about to pull out every single record and open it and remind myself, and I wasn't about to even click on every single record in my Discogs and scroll and look at the center art. But I went with the White Stripes first record, they're self-titled, because of this bad boy right here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That peppermint. I have a peppermint tattoo. We just got our Third Man Records order in. We placed an order. I got some peppermint socks. I got a peppermint slip mat. I love peppermints because of the White Stripes. So obviously I had to go with this.
That's a really good choice.
And the shirt that I got is a clown juggling peppermints. It's really cool. So if you're a White Stripes fan, go to Third Man Records website because they have a lot of cool White Stripes merchandise on there right now.
I have a gripe though. They have so many cool shirts that I want, but they're all kid sizes.
Yeah, they do have a lot of cool kid sizes shirts, unfortunately.
That's a really good choice though.
Yes.
I love that.
Best center label art had to go with the White Stripes.
I had to go Life of Agony, River Runs Red.
Ooh.
This is another one of our favorite albums of all time.
Oh yeah.
And I guess this could be counted as a jump scare one too. Because I knew Life of Agony was related to Typo Negative. I know the keyboardist from Typo Negative produced this album and blah 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 blah.
Ooh, if Piston had vinyl, that would be it too.
Yeah. But we found this at a record fair. And it's hand numbered. out of 1,500. This is the red version. And we found it, and I was like, I gotta get this. I think it was like $40. I was like, I have to get this.
Yeah.
But the center label for me, I had to choose that.
Would you get
It's
that
their
tattooed?
logo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is really
I
cool.
have the typo circle logo on my arm, and I was gonna choose like a record that had that on it, but I wanted to get more creative. So I had to choose Life of Agony, River Runs Red.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Love that so much. Love their logo. Love the colors.
That is beautiful.
Had to choose that. And like you said, I wasn't gonna go through and pick like I wasn't gonna go through all my records and what's this label look like? What's this
Yeah.
label look like? I just kind of thought of some logos that I really liked.
Well, I have a little over 300. You have how many?
I think 465.
So you are almost, well, halfway to 500, between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But that's a really good choice.
Yep.
Okay, next up is Blood Red Wax. And I tried to choose something that wasn't blatantly obvious. I went with Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. This is a repress, obviously.
I didn't know this one was colored.
Yeah, I can't remember where I got this, but this is a beautiful, not transparent, just a solid red. And that's a cool center label as well. This is a really good record.
Yeah, that's
We're
sick.
both pretty big Judas Priest fans, and this is 2 LP, so both of them are colored, which I really like. I think red is probably the color that I have the most in my collection. Well, maybe clear. I have a lot of clear records, but I went with Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith.
Nice. Alright, I chose a record that I picked up earlier this year. Exodus, Bonded by Blood. This is on, just like yours, blood red vinyl. Super bright, super pretty. That label's cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, I think red is probably the most, the color that I have the most of in my collection.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every record comes out on red for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
But clear is my favorite. But I had to choose this one for the red one.
Very nice.
Spice it up a little bit. Don't get to show off Exodus too much.
Yeah, that is cool. I love that cover, too.
Yep. Yeah, that could be a freak out cover too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, had to choose that one.
Very good. All right, day 19 is The Stranger, so artists more people should know. Okay, and I know that I've talked about this artist a million times on my channel, but I will not stop talking about this artist until they get on the radio. Or until they get really big. Born Without Bones, specifically this record, baby. This record, in my opinion, is an A+ record. I can't skip a single song. I love every single song. I was gonna choose a different band, but then I was like, you know what, Baby deserves more recognition. I even have,
Oh, it's clear.
yeah, it is clear. I wanted to show that too. And it is like clear with a little bit of like black. So it's kind of ghostly, kind of spooky a little bit. But I love this cover. It reminds me of Bloody Kisses,
Yep.
but a more like modern pop punk version, I guess. Not goth, but more like emo, or not pop punk, I guess I would say more emo. Gosh, this is such a good record, and really they have 3 full-length studio albums, and they're all amazing, in my opinion. You can just tell they really care about their fans. Their albums are always super cheap. This is literally like $15, alright?
Yep.
Albums are usually like 20 bucks, if not 25, 30 bucks. All their albums are like 15 bucks. They're all on their web store. They're all really good, but this is definitely my favorite. If you're thinking about listening to Born Without Bones, listen to this record first, called Baby. So,
I really like the song Suffice on there.
yeah. Even you like it.
Yeah, if you're into the music that I'm showing off, I like that we have different music tastes that we get to show off.
Yeah.
You're showing off like Green Day and Born Without Bones. I'm like showing off Slipknot and Exodus.
Yeah.
If you're more like my genre, listen to the song Suffice on this record.
Yeah.
Because I really like that.
Oh yeah. But I think the most popular from this record is what was I gonna say? maybe self-titled Baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, amazing.
All right. I don't know how. I mean, yeah, he needs more recognition. This is
Yeah.
Rocky Erickson. This is an artist that we discovered like a year or two ago, and we really love a lot of his songs on here. There's songs like Two-Headed Dog, I Walked with a Zombie, Don't Shake Me, Lucifer. I don't know, I just feel like if you're like, do you like Rocky Erickson? Most people would be like, huh, who's that? But he's a cool, like, it's like classic rock with like a horror thing. I don't know, he's hard to describe, but his music is really good. So I chose Rocky Erickson because I don't feel like he has enough recognition.
He's a weird dude.
Very.
But yeah, I agree with that. I had no idea who he was until you introduced. I think the first song you showed me was Two-Headed Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I Walked with a Zombie. And
Yeah.
then Don't Shake Me, Lucifer.
Yeah, he's a really weird guy. I think he was like institutionalized a couple times, and I think he might have went to jail for stealing people's mail and shit like that. So, really weird.
Alright, next up is Record to Listen to in the Dark.
Mhm.
And I chose a record that I have listened to in the dark. This is the type of record that you light a candle, you get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, you put on the record, and you just soak it in. And I went with kind of an unusual choice, I guess, from all the stuff that I've been going with. But I went with Billy Joel's The Stranger.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. There's some, obviously, like, upbeat songs that you can just really just vibe with, just laying down in the dark, like, moving out, you know. But then it in, like, Only the Good Die Young. But then, like, there's songs like the title track, The Stranger, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, and She's Always a Woman, that just are kind of eerie. Like, they're upbeat, but then they just, like, really make you think, I guess. And again, The Stranger is the type of song where it's like kind of upbeat, but it just makes you think. And also, I just love this album cover. I always have. I think it's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Very dark. He's in the dark besides whatever is illuminating over here. But I don't know. I felt like this was a very good choice for this pick.
Okay. I chose Danzig 4. Not his most popular record, but definitely one of his darkest records. This has Going Down to Die on it. Mm-hmm. This has God, what's it called? I can't think of it. But Can't Speak. Can't Speak is on this one, which is a really introspective and kind of creepy song. But this album is just so dark. I mean, it's reflected by the cover. So yeah, I chose this one. I don't really listen to records in the dark at all. So this one was just kind of like, I guess I'll choose an album that's kind of creepy, maybe a little depressing, a little weird.
Yeah,
So
that's a good choice.
I chose Danzig 4.
Alright, next up in the category is Scream Queen. So, record you had to hunt a long time for.
Mm-hmm.
Josh knows this about me, but you guys might not know this about me. I don't buy a lot of records online.
Right.
I don't know. I prefer to find it in the flesh.
Yeah, I prefer to find it in real life too, but sometimes it's just like, I have to buy this, I have to have this.
Yeah, and yeah, I feel the same way. Like, for example, the Brockhampton record Ginger. Like, I pre-ordered that because I had no idea if I would actually be able to find that. But this record, I came very close to purchasing online many times. But I found it in the flesh. And what I'm talking about is Mindless Self-Indulgence. Frankenstein Girls Will Seem Strangely Sexy. This is a great Halloween costume idea, even though by the time you're watching this, Halloween's probably over or close to being over. But I was going to go as her this year, but I went with Sally. That was the easier choice. But one year I will go as her and paint my entire body, just because I think this character is so cool. But this is a record that it's not, you cannot easily find it. You can't just walk into your local record store and find this. So I was really, really looking for this record for a while, and I was gonna go with my favorite record by them, which is If, but you got that for me, so I didn't really hunt for it.
Right.
So this one I purchased myself, and really any mindless self-indulgence record is hard to come by in the flesh.
Yeah.
I love how every single song is censored. We have the asterisks, and most of the words aren't even cuss words. Obviously some of them are, but not all of them. So I think that's kind of funny. So yeah, that was my choice for Scream Queens.
Nice. I chose Merciful Fate, Melissa, because I spent like all summer looking for this record.
Yes, you did.
When I heard that it was getting reissued, I was like, I gotta get this, because I like this album more than Don't Break the Oath, and I already have Don't Break the Oath. So I really needed this one, and we were just, this past summer, we went to so many record stores, and I was like, they've gotta have it, they gotta have it. I kept looking, nobody had it. I was messaging local stores, do you guys have this? No, we're all sold out. Do you have this? No, I think it's delayed because of COVID. So I was looking for a long time. And we finally went to Lunchbox Records, right? Was it Lunchbox?
Yes.
I think it was Lunchbox in Asheville.
Charlotte?
Or
Charlotte, yeah.
Charlotte, yeah. And they had it.
That's awesome.
So I was
Probably my favorite record store. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, me too. I was looking for this all summer, and I finally found it a few months ago, I think. So glad to have it, and yeah, I chose Merciful Fate, Melissa.
Nice. Shalissa. Alright, next up is The Devil's Music. This was an obvious pick for me. You have the more options for this. I think you have a lot of like harder or heavier metal and like, or not even just metal, just like scary music, I guess. But we both have Ghost records, and I went with Ghost Prequel.
Nice.
Am I saying that right? Prequel. And this is a pretty creepy record, even though it is, I guess, more one of their upbeat ones.
Yeah.
But if you listen to songs like Faith and stuff like that, like that's a pretty creepy song. Even Rats itself. Rats is like the first single they put out, if I remember correctly. I got this one from Best Buy. And yeah, it's on colored vinyl too. Should I show that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's on like it's an interesting color. It's like a hardwood.
It's called, hardwood colored vinyl. Only at Best Buy.
The man, the myth, the legend. Tobias, love him. It's kind of a poopy color. But yeah, kind of reminds me of coffee.
Me too.
So I went with Ghost, and obviously Ghost is super big now. But if you haven't listened to Ghost yet, you got to go do that now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, for Devil's Music, I chose Venom, Welcome to Hell. I mean, just look at the cover. It's got a huge pentagram. It says Welcome to Hell. There they are on the back. Yeah, I don't know. This just seemed like the most obvious choice for me. So I had to choose this. I mean, on the back it says, "We're possessed by all that is evil. The death of your God we demand. We spit at the virgin you worship and sit at Lord Satan's left hand." So that's just really, really, really.
That's a nice little pleasant
creepy
message.
Yeah. So I had to choose this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is day number 23. Record to listen to in a graveyard. Does my choice surprise you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, no, that's a good choice.
Yeah. I went with Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Any metalhead, this is like their Bible. And Children of the Grave, like, that song alone made me pick this.
What would make me pick that for a graveyard would be Solitude.
Yeah.
Listening to Solitude in a graveyard at night.
Yeah. Children of the Grave is what made me think of this album, but then I was like looking at the track list and looking at, even just the instrumental, Orchid. Sweet Leaf, right? I mean, this is just such a classic. So I went with Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Also,
best
just an
Sabbath
iconic,
album.
yeah, just look at this cover. I mean, even
Love
though
it.
it's so simplistic yet not, you gotta love it. You
We
gotta
love
love
it so much that we have not one, not two, but 3 copies.
So this one's pink.
This one's pink.
That
this
one's got the both text in purple, and this one's got this text in purple, but this one's like is embossed the word?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's lifted. Yes. So that was my choice for listen to a graveyard, and I genuinely would go to a graveyard and listen to that.
Okay. I chose Typo Negative Bloody Kisses.
Good choice.
For the song Bloody Kisses itself.
Right.
It's really dark. It's a rainy song. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a dark album, and I thought that it would be the best to listen to in a graveyard.
Okay.
This one was kind of hard for me to pick.
Solid choice. Yeah, you have a lot of options for this.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is an artist you would kill to see live. Now, there's so many. Okay, I took this realistically, as in the person is alive and the band is still together. Because obviously, I think number one for me would be the White Stripes. And as much as I hope and pray that day comes where Jack and Meg reunite, not realistic, not an option as of right now today. So I went with someone who I was kind of bummed because I had plans to go see them, and it failed. And I really could have chose Laugh of Agony, but that's in your collection, not mine. Anyway, I went with Melanie Martinez, another kind of, I don't know, varying music taste. This is not an album that would be in your collection, but there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. This is her most recent album, K through 12. She put out a movie with this album, and the movie's really good. It's kind of like, well, it's not kind of like, it is a musical because like the whole movie is connected with the songs and it goes in order of the track list. Very well thought out, beautiful, just beautiful. But yeah, a couple friends and I were gonna go see her this past summer, but you know, COVID is a thing now, so we missed out on that. And obviously there's so many artists like Black Sabbath, Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, you know, the Misfits, that I would love to see, but I just went with something that kind of fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I was gonna choose Life of Agony.
I was gonna go see them. We were gonna
go see them. Yeah. But I don't know. I chose a Life of Agony record previously.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mix it up.
Yeah.
And I chose an artist that I feel like they'd be easy to see, but it'd be expensive.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. Seeing them just kind of feels unrealistic to me for some reason.
Yeah.
And I chose...
It'd be like meeting Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I chose Metallica. Not
Good
that
choice.
it's like hard, because they tour a lot.
Yeah.
But, man, I feel like tickets would probably sell out instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metallica just seems like the top band that I would want to see.
Definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Of people we gotta see before we die. Yeah.
It's funny because I was going through my records and I was Iron Maiden, and then I realized I remembered that we had seen them.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I chose Metallica, and this is Metallica Seattle '89 from the And Justice for All box set, which I bought just for this, and took this out and sold the rest of it to make some money back because I had to have this.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice. Good choice. All right, next
Seeing
up.
Metallica would be sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would love to see that. And we have to see that one day.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is day number 25, The Living Dead, so worst condition record in your collection. This was obvious to me, my grandmother gave me this record. I have never spun it, and I can't even find it on Discogs. This is a record by Bill Robinson, and apparently my grandparents used to cut his hair.
Okay.
It says, "With love to Joyce." That's my grandmother's name, is Joyce. And it's in terrible condition, which is why I do not spin it. I have no idea what it sounds like. It's not on Discogs. As you can see, it has been taped, and that tape is yellow because it was probably taped decades ago. So if you know anything about this, leave us a comment down below if you know this guy. I'm assuming he was maybe a country artist, back in the day, probably in the 60s or 70s. So yeah, I went with this album by Bill Robinson.
All right. I chose another record that we found for like $1 at a record convention, but I really wanted to get it because I love her. It's Yvonne DiCarlo,
Nice.
who plays Lily Munster in The Munsters.
Iconic.
And she sings, I think it's a bunch of, I don't know if it's her songs or if she's covering a bunch of songs, but she covers Blue Moon on here, and I really like it. But the cover isn't in the best condition, and the record isn't in the best condition. I don't think I've even cleaned it yet.
It's more a little dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like a collector's piece, just because I love Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to keep everything in pristine condition, but and try not to buy stuff that's like too used. But this was only like $1, I think.
Yeah.
So I decided just to get it.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up is day 26, Ghostly White Wax. I went with Paramore's After Laughter. Sorry, I meant to show it to you, but let me pull out the wax itself. So Ghostly White Wax. This is an interesting white. It's not just pure white. I kind of went with this because it's like a gray and white marble. Literally looks like a marble countertop. So I thought that was kind of ghostly and kind of creepy and kooky and crazy or whatever. So I went with Paramore's After Laughter. And again, this is something that's my music taste, but you like this album.
I love Paramore.
Yeah. And Paramore in general. So we both love Paramore very much. I'm speaking it into existence. I will have all of their records in my collection one day. I think this is the only one I have.
Yeah.
By Paramore.
Yeah.
But we both love Riot in this album.
Yep.
And really all of their stuff, to be honest. But yeah,
Nice.
that's what I went with for this day.
I chose Symbolic by Death. This is a record that we found in our local shop, and I had it previously, but I saw that they had this white colored one, and I wanted the white colored one, so I bought this and sold my other copy.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to find a white record in my collection. I think I had, what was the other record that I had? Can't remember. I had a couple options, but I decided to go with this just because I haven't showed Death record yet, and I think the other artist I had shown. So, yeah, I went with Death, Symbolic.
Okay. All right. The next day is Killer Solo. So album with your favorite guitar solo. To be honest with you guys, I'm not 100% happy with my choice, I guess. You have more of like the crazy solos, and I probably should have chose like Iron Maiden or something. But I went with the Eagles. I just chose their greatest hits. Because really, honestly and truly, like, the Eagles' guitar solos are pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, although this might not be like the top choice in my collection, it's a viable option. So I went with the Eagles. This is just their greatest hits.
Yeah, no, their guitar work is phenomenal.
The one that comes to mind is One of These Nights. That has a really good solo. But this has all of their classic songs on it. I also have The Long Run, but I just went with the greatest hits.
I mean, I don't think Hotel California is on that, but that's one of the most famous solos of all time.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the most famous. It's not on this. So
Right.
You're right. So yeah, I don't know. I just went with the Eagles. I was kind of feeling like, I should probably have something kind of classic rocky in my choices. So I went with the Eagles. Maybe I could have probably done Zeppelin too, but Eagles was the first that came to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this is 100% my choice either, but it just made sense in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the solo from Mr. Crowley. I would if I had the record, I would choose the solo from, what is it? I don't think it's maybe the No More Tears solo, but for now, I chose the solo from Mr. Crowley.
Yeah.
Because that one just blew me away when I heard it. And yeah, perfect Halloween record also.
Yeah. You know, when I was going through and choosing my solos, or for that one, I was like thinking about records in my collection with cool solos. I was thinking of CKY, but they don't really have a lot of guitar solos, but they have a lot of, synth solos?
Yeah.
And I guess I never really realized that, because I don't know, I don't think about that stuff when I'm listening to a song. It's like, oh, this, I don't know. But with CKY, they have a lot of synth solos. Okay, next up is day 28, Blood Splatter Wax. This option was any color. I went with Enema of the State. However, brace yourselves for this gorgeous, gorgeous color. Alright, this is a splatter, so it was blood splatter. I kind of stuck to the theme, but it is clear with blue and red splatter.
Love that.
And another amazing option for the center art. The pills that say Blink-182, but they also say side A, side B on them.
Love that.
This was just, and I was like, I need to include a Blink-182 record because, and I think this is the Hot Topic one, right?
Yeah.
Hot Topic, they really used to. I don't know if
They don't do it anymore.
Yeah. They used to put out some amazing variants of records.
Yeah.
And really not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
A couple, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, for some reason they just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That much.
So yeah, that's what I went with. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous splatter. So yeah, that was my choice for day number 28.
Alright, so I took mine, and this is literally called Blood Splatter Vinyl. This is Cradle of Filth, Principle of Evil Made Flesh. And like I said, the variant is literally called Blood Splatter. So,
Whoa.
had to go with that. There it is. Blood splatter all over white vinyl.
That is blood splatter.
Yes.
I like that.
Had to choose that. I love Cradle of Filth. This is one of their, I think this is their first album. So, yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
Good choice. Alright, we have 3 days left, people. 3 days. Day number 29 is favorite purchase of the year so far. We did a load of shopping this summer.
Lots.
And we still have 2 solid months left, but I don't see us doing as much shopping as we did over the summer. However, my favorite purchase so far just happened not too long ago when we went to Charlotte for my birthday. And this was in our latest haul video, right? This is Alice in Chains tripod is what people call it because of the 3-legged dog. And really, honestly and truly, I was just super happy to add this to our Alice in Chains collection because I've purchased, like, Brockhampton is one of my favorite artists, and I've purchased really their entire discography that I didn't have this year. But this is my favorite find because of the fact that we just love Alice in Chains so much, and it just added to our collection. And our Alice in Chains collection is almost complete. We just still have to finish off those like last couple records that we're missing. And I guess, in my opinion, is an underrated Alice in Chains album.
Okay.
A lot of people don't think about this one, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of slower songs. They're not the ones that are really played on the radio. Yeah, so I went with this one. And it is a bootleg, but it is what it is. And it's white. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I was super excited. Made you turn around and go back to the record store so I could get it. So yeah.
Alright, my favorite pickup this year was a record that I ordered online. It's one that I wanted for a while because I love this cover so much. It's the 12-inch single for Hangar 18 by Megadeth. Just simple. It's got Hangar 18 and Hangar 18 live on side 1, and The Conjuring and Hook and Mouth live on side 2. And this actually comes, like this hype thing says, includes free life-size Vic Rattlehead mask. So the mask is right there, and you can actually pop it out. And there's little holes to put some string and whatnot with some lyrics over there.
That's cool.
But I love 12-inch singles a lot, especially when they have unique art like this.
Yeah.
Love it. So cool.
That is really neat.
Yeah, this is one that I had to order online though.
Sweet.
That was probably my favorite pickup of this year.
Nice. Alright. Day before the last day is Little Monster, so your favorite 45-inch. I had to go with Handsprings. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And really, not even because of Handsprings and the other song, Red Death, right? Red Death, yeah. Just Handsprings alone. I love this song, and it's not on any White Stripes record, which is why I love the single. I could have probably chosen Jolene as well. That was one of the few online purchases that I've made over the years. So, I don't know. I just love Handsprings. If you're a White Stripe fan, go listen to Handsprings if you've never heard it. And you love it too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Alright, I chose Metallica, The Memory Remains.
Nice.
The Load Reload era is one of my favorite Metallica eras, even though it gets hate on so much. But this is the 7-inch single for The Memory Remains, and I love that art a lot. And the record is just standard black, but it has The Memory Remains on this side and For Whom the Bell Tolls remix on the other side.
Nice.
Yeah, I was happy to get this because I have a bunch of weird Metallica stuff like this in my collection, some singles and whatnot. And I don't know, I really like this one a lot.
Yeah. Very good choice. Alright, people, last but not least, the very last day, day number 31, is your favorite horror movie soundtrack. I kind of cheated.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of cheated a little bit, alright? It goes with today, goes with my costume. Is it a super scary movie? No. Is it spooky? Yes. Okay, so I went with Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't think anybody could deny that it's a perfect Halloween soundtrack.
Yeah. Danny Elfman, genius. Tim Burton, genius. We're combining two genius brains in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's claymation, love it. Creepy, cute, quirky, amazing, classic. Disney, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
I forget that it's Disney sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I have nothing bad to say about the movie or the music. Amazing. It's a movie you can watch multiple times a year.
We saw it in the movie theater last Halloween. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Last Halloween was a lot of fun. Our local movie theater was showing a lot of older movies. We saw The Shining.
We saw The Shining,
Halloween,
Night-
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Nightmare on Elm Street 1.
And Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Before COVID, and you could actually go to movie theaters and they weren't shutting down.
Right. So this last one, horror movie soundtrack, obvious choice for me, even though it's not a super scary movie. Although it did freak out kids in the 90s when it came out. So I don't even know what to say just because it's so perfect.
And, I mean...
My favorite song is probably What's This?
Yeah. I was going to say, with the soundtrack, you get Danny Elfman singing, too. Not only doing the music, but he's singing as Jack.
Yeah.
And as a few of the other characters. I think he plays Beryl, and he plays the clown with the tearaway face, I believe. So, we just love Danny Elfman so much.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, that was the perfect choice for today and for me, and I've been listening to it a lot these past couple weeks, so.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah.
I chose, this is my favorite horror movie soundtrack of all time, ever. I don't know why. You're adjusting the camera.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know why, but this album is just perfect to me. It's perfect. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. We're big Stephen King fans.
Yes.
We both love this movie. What's your favorite segment? The cockroaches?
No.
Yeah. You're going Stephen King Meteor.
Yeah. Because he's cute.
Yeah. I gotta go the crate. That's my favorite one. And this is the crate variant. Oh, look at this. This could be a packaging. This could be a best packaging thing too. You open it, you wanna hold that?
Yeah.
Open it up, and there's like...
It's a literal book.
Yeah, it's a little book.
I love the smell of fresh paper.
Yeah. But like I said, this is the crate variant, which is pretty rare. It's white with the purple splatter.
Nice.
This soundtrack just does it for me. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
I can't say it enough. It's perfect.
Nice.
And it's the perfect movie. I love it a lot. So I had to go with Creepshow.
Nice. Very, very good choice. Very good indeed. Well,
I think this was the first soundtrack that I ever bought too.
really?
Yeah.
So it holds a special place in your heart.
Yes.
I love it. Well, people, if you have watched this entire video, truly, truly thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I know this was a long one. We tried not to blabber on too much, but obviously these are all records that we love, and we had a really fun time picking out these records for the 31-day vinyl challenge. Do you have anything to say?
Oh, I just love doing lists like this.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to go through your collection and remember stuff that you had. But, yeah, thanks for sitting through this. It was real fun. My legs have fallen asleep a couple times.
We hope you have a very happy Halloween. If you want to, let us know in the comments if you're dressing up and what you're doing. I would, even though we're not doing much besides this video and maybe watching a scary movie, let us live vicariously through you.
Yes.
Hopefully you're doing something fun this Halloween, even if it's just hanging around at home watching scary movies. That's always cool and fun to do.
Yeah, and check back with us in a week from now because we will have another thrifting video up.
Yes, subscribe for thrifting and record content. We are Dummy Records and Thrift, obviously. So we do both record videos and thrifting videos. We appreciate your support so much, and we will see you in the next one.
Y'all are the best.
Peace.